the Ambazonia, special loyalty. Praise to our Savior who granted us the freedom. Allegiance to the hero who fought along we gather. Glory to glory, we rise and never to fall. Here in a nation, flowing with earth and holy. Glory, glory, glory to the Father for making you a nation, a joy forevermore. Ambazonia, land of freedom, you shall live in plenty, meeting our need, and your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God being the watchman of this nation. Ambazonia, land of freedom, you shall live in plenty, meeting our need, and your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God being the watchman of this nation.
Fellow Ambazonians, Happy New Year to you all. We are now entering the second week of 2025. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all excited about the new year. I hope as a mother, a father, as parents, as leaders of a family, you've set the family goals for 2025. You've set the family priorities for 2025. You've taken the time to either think about it or put it in writing as to where you want your family to be in 2025. The kind of progress you want your family to make in 2025. Some of the changes you want to see in the family. The kind of growth you want to see in the family. What are your prayers? What are your hopes? What are your dreams? For yourself as a mother, for yourself as a father, for your children, for your community? Are you a community leader? Are you a chief? Are you a fawn? What is your vision for your people for 2025? Do you run a community organization? What is the vision? What are the goals? What are those things you want to see happen? What are some of the what is the transformation you want to make? Do you want 2025 to be like 2024? Maybe you had some setbacks, you had some problems, you had some challenges, and somehow you found a way to overcome them. You develop resilience. You found faith. You develop deeper beliefs. You develop a new set of values as to how you're going to live your life in the way that is going to give you the greatest sense of purpose, peace, stability, security, and above all, a sense of happiness. Happy New Year to you all. Yesterday, the Vice President of Ambazonia Governing Council addressed the Ambazonian people. I hope you took the time, you watch, and you listen. And you were marveled. I want to thank the Vice President on behalf of the Ambazonian people, on behalf of all Ambazonian forces across the territory. 3 months ago, we experienced an event, though it was anticipated, though these are things we have expected, we have planned for, we have prepared for, you can't be prepared enough. Sometimes things will take you unaware. 3 months ago was one of those incidents, one of those moments. Cameroon thought this would be the end of the liberation struggle for the Ambazonian people. That the arrest and detention of Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba would be the end of the liberation struggle. Would be the end of the age of sea leadership. And therefore, the Ambazonian people will feel discouraged, and some will probably start questioning whether this is all worth it. The Vice President of Ambazonia Governing Council steps in. Courageously, boldly, confidently. He stepped in to not only fill in the gap. Over the last 3 months, you know what he's done. He's done an outstanding job. Not only stabilizing the organization and the liberation, but he has exceeded all expectations. In 3 months, what we've been able to do in the last 3 months, it's unthinkable. This is who we are as Ambazonians. So on behalf of Ground Zero, on behalf of our forces, and on behalf of the diaspora and all AGOFCs, we want to thank the Vice President for the extraordinary job and for the courage to embrace the challenges that we face and to provide a vision and a leadership that stand the test of time. Over the last 3 months, Ambazonians have shown Cameroon that we are unshakable. We are anchored on a foundation of an irreversible course. Over the last 3 months, more Cameroon occupation soldiers, their special elite forces called the B, have paid a significant price for their presence in our homeland. Over this first 1 week of 2025, Cameroon has experienced a shock. Ambazonian forces in Acquire, in the state of Manu, delivered justice and to send a signal and a message to Cameroon that 2025 will be a different kind of a year. It's a year where we are going to punish Cameroon. It's a year where Cameroon will suffer devastating losses in Ambazonia. It's a year where Cameroon will pay an unmatched price for its presence and occupation of the Ambazonian people and the Ambazonian territory. 7 Cameroon terrorists called the Bees. They said they are the best elite force in Africa. Just within the first 4 days of 2025, 7 of them were killed by Ambazonian fighters that have not received the kind of training and exposure that the Bees have received from the United States, from France, from the United Kingdom, and from Israel. They don't have the kind of sophisticated weapons or even sophisticated uniforms. They don't have the kind of protective boots. So what is it that drives these brave, courageous, gallant young men and women? What is it that is giving them that kind of courage and tenacity? What is it? What fuels them? Where is their conviction coming from? What is making them to be almost mystical or invincible or magical on the battlefield? What is it? Because they are Ambazonians. They are fighting for a purpose. They are not fighting to make a salary. They are not fighting to make money. They are fighting for something precious. Something that money can't buy. They are fighting to defend their lives, the lives of their mothers, their fathers, their brothers, their sisters. They are fighting for their own survival. They are fighting for their existence. They are fighting to end Cameroon tyranny, human rights abuses, atrocities, and the destruction of the Ambazonian people. They are fighting for the protection of the Ambazonian people. Here's what I wrote. I sent a piece out early this morning. Those who are seeking war and the destruction of the Ambazonian people are reaping the effects and the consequences of war and destruction on themselves. Those who are seeking war and the destruction of the Ambazonian people are reaping the effects and consequences of war and destruction on themselves. Where is Mr. Paul Biya? By this message, we are ordering Mr. Paul Biya, Dion Gute, Atanganji Paul, and General Buba to go to Manu and pick up the dead bodies of the 7 bees killed in Akwaya. Those bodies are decomposing and they pose a health risk to the Ambazonian people. We call on the colonial dictator of La République du Cameroon. We call on the colonial prime minister. We call on Atanganji Paul. We call on General Buba to urgently go to Manu and pick up the dead bodies of the 7 bees. This is 2025. Cameroon is going to pay a greater price for the occupation of Ambazonia. That's not the end of the story for the first week of 2025. Just 2 days ago, on Sunday, Ambazonian forces in the state of Bui also carried out a lethal attack using IED on Cameroon forces. From what we have learned, 4 bees were also killed and the truck was destroyed. So within the first 7 days of 2025, 11 Cameroon bees, their special elite forces, have been killed in Ambazonia. This is just the first 7 days of 2025. 11 Cameroon occupation soldiers have lost their lives in Ambazonia. Let me repeat what I said before. Those who are seeking war and the destruction of Ambazonia are reaping the effects and consequences of war on themselves. Mr. Paul Biya, on New Year's Eve, came on CRTV while he was making his address. Within the first 15 minutes, on CRTV YouTube channel, there were less than 300 Camerooners. A national New Year's address by the president by the head of state of a nation, of Cameroon. His New Year's speech, there were only less than 300 Camerooners that watched the speech within the first 15 minutes. Within 28 minutes, there were less than 700 Camerooners that watched Paul Biya New Year's message to the Cameroonese people. What does that tell you? Even his own people do not want to listen to him. Even on New Year's Eve. Even on the most consequential address to his people to lay down what the next year or the new year will look like and what the future will be like for the people. They have lost legitimacy. The people have lost faith. It's been 42 years of violence, destruction, poverty, looting, and massacres. Even the Camerooners don't want to even listen to him anymore. Also, the bishops in Cameroon are also speaking out. One bishop in, I think they call it Ngaoundéré or Betois, went on the pulpit and said the devil should come and take over the governance of Cameroon than for the Cameroon people to re-elect Paul Biya as a president. A bishop in the colonial state, in one of the cities there, said the people of Cameroon will prefer the devil to become the president of Cameroon than for the Cameroonese people to re-elect Mr. Biya as a president. That's how bad it is. That's how much the people do not want him anymore. They want him out. So what is it for Ambazonia? This generation were a different set of people. Your future is bright. Your future is guaranteed. The Ambazonia Governing Council, as the Vice President stated yesterday, as the Vice President articulated the vision yesterday, on behalf of the leader of our liberation, Dr. Choluka Sayaba. 2025 will be the year where the AGOVC has laid out the vision, which is the actualization of Ambazonia. We're going to take different set of actions, and it's going to be marvelous. For you, what is this actualization all means? Actualization, it's simply our ability to convert our dreams into actions that leads to recognition, to the freedom of Ambazonia. And 2025, that's what the Ambazonia Governing Council is pursuing. We call on the Ambazonian people to disregard the gibberish of whatever Mr. Paul Biya ever said on his New Year's speech. It is none of our business. That's the business of the people of Cameroon. We have our own plans. We have beautiful dreams. We have beautiful goals for our people. About 3 months ago, before the leader was picked up for detention, the Ambazonia Governing Council started working on the vision for 2025 in anticipation of the drastic changes within the geopolitical systems, within the international system. We came to the conclusion through empirical analysis that Donald Trump will become the president of the United States, and there will be significant shifts within the international system, from BRICS to the pivot of the West, and how Europe itself will readjust its political orientation with the election of Mr. Trump, or as I said, the second coming of Donald Trump. The Ambazonia Governing Council, the War Council of Ambazonia Governing Council, laid out a blueprint for Ground Zero and asked the Ambazonia Defense Forces Central Command to immediately begin the process of recruiting and training 1,000 commandos to prepare them for the task ahead for 2025. That work began 3 months ago. The War Council instructed the Central Command to make sure by March 1st, 2025, recruitment, training, deployment, it's complete. First phase. So Ground Zero will experience a significant surge in the number of troops we have for the work ahead, for the task ahead, for the takeover, for the actualization plan. Number 2, the Ambazonia Governing Council, we are moving from targeted diplomacy to now doing strategic diplomacy. We are conducting diplomacy with world class. The days where the egg of sea will play or act as if we are in parity or equality with the noisemakers and the weaver birds, it's over. We will allow those that wants to do got-a-hole politics, match ball politics, Congosa politics, quarter politics, those that are still playing in the interquartier, from those that are on the ground, you understand what interquartier is, those that are still playing the inter-quarter or inter-neighborhood type of a football game. That's the level they belong. We're in the Premier League. We're in the Champions League. And that's the level we will conduct ourselves to reflect the hopes, the dreams, the aspirations, and the wishes of the Ambazonian people. We're right now at the center of international diplomacy, in the playing field with the biggest players on global stage. It requires a different kind of attitude, a different kind of character, and a different kind of behavior. The Vice President made it clear to all Ambazonians yesterday that going forward, the Ambazonia Governing Council is going to focus on building collaboration with nationalist movements and not individuals. And anyone who has dealings with Cameroon, anyone who's a traitor, who's a sellout, whoever you deal with, whoever you interact with, whoever you're forming an alliance with, will have nothing to do with the Ambazonia Governing Council. Let me repeat that again. For the traitors out there, whoever you are dealing with, whatever you are talking with, whatever you're forming an alliance with, will have nothing to do with the Ambazonia Governing Council. You can do your talking and your negotiations with Cameroon. For those that have called for Ambazonian forces to join the DDR, you have nothing to do with Ambazonia diplomacy. For those that have collected money from the Cameroon state in order to destabilize the Ambazonian liberation struggle, you have nothing to do with Ambazonia diplomacy or negotiations. The Ambazonia Governing Council would work with credible movements, credible nationalist leaders to form a coalition for collaboration and prepare the Ambazonian people for what's ahead. There are big things ahead for the Ambazonian people. Within a week from now, the vice president, the deputy leader of the liberation struggle, Dr. Julius Nye, will make a consequential announcement to the Ambazonian people as to what is going to happen within the next 3 weeks. The Ambazonia Governing Council is taking the Ambazonian people to places they've never been before. What you've never seen before, what we've never experienced before. We are going to deliver the vision for 2025 beginning this January. There will be significant shifts and there will be significant events. Get excited, get inspired, become very hopeful. We call upon you to delink yourself, disassociate yourself from all this toxicity. Big things are coming your way. Prepare yourself for them. Good news is coming your way. Prepare yourself for good news. You want to be blessed? Prepare yourself for the blessings. You want a better future? Prepare yourself for a better future. The goal of the occupier is to recruit poison through negativity, through toxicity, through confusion, to bombard and flood your brain, your mind, your soul, and your spirit, so that there will be no space for you to see the good things that God has already created for you. That's why on a daily basis, they want to pull you from left to right. They make all sorts of audios. And most of them, if you've noticed, they don't even belong to any organization. They don't have a platform that stands on anything. Where are they taking you to? Personally, I'm in only in selective forums where we act on purpose, we work on projects, where we deliberate, we think, and strategize. Leaders don't waste their time on nonsense. Leaders are people that have a mission, a purpose to fulfill a promise. We in the Egg of Sea, we're on a mission to actualize the independence and freedom of the Ambazonian people. So I don't have that time. I don't have the luxury of time for those type of nonsense. So 2025 is going to be a great year for you, the Ambazonian people. Be very hopeful. Also expect that we are going to escalate our strategy on the ground in terms of the stoppage of anything in the name of Cameroon colonial, presidential, or regional elections. We will start that campaign very soon. From the 15th of this month, we will launch the 2025 Liberation Tax. Last year, I think by July, the Ambazonia Governing Council put out a public statement. The leader put out a public statement that I think within the first 5 months, the Ambazonia Governing Council was able to raise 100 million in terms of liberation tax. And by the end of the year, the Ambazonia Governing Council raised, I think, if I'm not mistaken, about 160 million CFA on liberation tax that Ambazonians on the territory, across the territory from the 13 states, paid their liberation tax at the tune of 160 million CFA. This is Egg of Sea. And in the diaspora, As the vice president made it public yesterday, I think they paid 33,000 US dollars in terms of liberation tax for 2024. So things are changing. We are a different kind of organization. We're a different kind of institution. We're a world-class player. We're a global player. And so that's how we're going to function. All right. So going forward, prepare yourself from the 15th of this month. We will launch the liberation tax of 2025. The forces will be very aggressive. You will not be able to travel or move around if you do not pay your tax. And so prepare yourself that by the 15th of this month, you start to pay your liberation tax for 2025. So, fellow Ambazonians, Mr. Paul Bia, I start first. Happy New Year for all una. I hope say una get good Christmas. I wanna take some time for celebrate New Year. A new year, a new time we got done create and for all we. And so for New Year, if you be Papa, that means say you go set a plan for who say you want to make the family be by the end of 2025. You go create a vision. You go create a dream. You go set goals. You go make plans. So, okay, last year, na for you will be there. This year, na for you I want to make the family be. Same thing, mommy go think so, okay, this year na so our family there, and the kind of progress this we want make one see for our family. And the kind of progress this way I want to see for myself as mommy. And the kind of progress this way I want to see for myself as papa. Now the kind of progress this way I want to see for my picking them. Now the kind of progress this way I want to see for my family. If you not get what I discern for market, just because that the same thing you don't do on last year, now you got to think about how you go grow that market. If your table be then small, now how if you make that table maybe 2 times? How if you make that table maybe 3 times? If you decide chop, now how you feel make your restaurant maybe better? How you feel keep and clean? How you feel make a maybe a happy place for people for your customer them for keep coming. If you define a pop-off, maybe now you go add gâteau. Maybe now you go add fish pie. Maybe now you go add akara. Maybe now you go think, so, okay, from this pop-off I sell, man make small place where people do the chop now, not be only pop-off I go to make for morning time. Now I go to make pop-off and beans. I go to make pop-off, beans and pap. I go add fish roll. I go add gâteau. I go add akara. I go add dodo. You want grow. So as family, as papa, you get a responsibility for create the future of the family. Now your responsibility. Not being a God responsibility. God creates you so that you do the work. Your goal, now forget a dream, a vision, now for make things a matter better. How the house they now, and how if we make the house better. Now how the compound they now, how if we make the compound better. If you be school picking, now how you feel become a better student. How if you make the marriage better? How if you make the relationship better? How if you make yourself happier? If you be a community leader, you be a chief. Now what it be your vision for as a chief, as a community leader, as a fund, what it be your vision for your people, then when you talk say now you be chief over them. The village not continue to be the same. Now how if you mobilize the people them? Now small bridge you not build them for here. Now market the village need them. How if we bring all the people them together? Because the only thing we be lacking will be the lack. Now because there is no vision. Change the come now from having a vision for change. Transformation, you need a vision for create that transformation. So now what will be the vision for the church for this year? How we want to expand the church, make the church better. How if we make what people they get practicality in their prayer and not just for come out from 6 o'clock or morning time. You go sing for church for till 9 o'clock or morning time. Ask yourself as a pastor, Now, how the people that they come from a church, their lives don't be better as a result for them for come worship my church. How their lives don't be better financially, economically. Now, how their health don't be better. Now, how you fit attend that church, not be only for place or only for can't talk about God, but maybe you fit teach your church members financial literacy. How for build a small business, how for run a small business, how for make marriage between papa and mommy better. How school picking the fit do better for school. So make we begin to look into this organization then, whether a religious organization, community organization, make we begin to look how we fit transform them as systems, organization, entities for help our people them for grow, for change, and for prosper. Now the thing that we go give with joy. The reason why people they be sad, the reason why people they be miserable, because they not get anything where they look forward to. You be a farmer, now time this, instead of making a small farm, you make a big farm. So that it make you work harder. It make you live for morning time, very early for morning time, because you get much work for doing. Most of our people, them, they are backside. Go for their backside. The whole backside. No jama no day. Water leaf no day. Bitter leaf no day. Jama no day. What backside? We just clear them. Turn your whole compound into a garden. Why you need for go define water leaf for cook arrow? Where you get ground for day. Change at 20-25 days. I just talk all this thing because I want to excite you. I want to make you use this thing where you come and say you're alive. I want to make you put them into use. So first, families, they need for create a vision, they need for create goals, they need for set what the future will look like. For papa, for mommy, for the whole family. Now the same thing do them for your business. Now the same thing do them for your marriage, do them for your relationship. All right, I just share these things. I'm not there for you for give people them instructions. All right, not just for understand. Say at the beginning of the new year, not only we get the responsibility for how the year will be like. So this year will be a marvelous year for the Ambazonian people. Them. Yesterday, the vice president addressed our people them, and they talk about what 2025 could be like. The beautiful things that will happen for the Ambazonian people. But before we get there. Just the first 4 days of 2025, Ambazonian forces for the state of Manu Fakwaya, they carry out an attack where it killed 7 La République special forces. These terrorists, they call them B. These drunkards, when they go around for all those Ngongoro them and Amokas. 7 of them. We not put the video for YouTube, but for people that they watch for satellite, for ground zero, when I go see the video, as they count, they carry this die body them, where the bomb, it burn them, and then by the time they carry them from Makwaya, bring them for the place where they keep them, they throw them for down there, they don't start for rotting. 7 bees. 7 bees. 7 bees. For one time. One attack. So the people then, where they want to use war, the people there, they define war. They want war and destruction of the Ambazonian people then. Not them now, they reap the effects and the consequences of war and destruction on themselves. Paul Biya and Cameroon, where they say the one launch another war, the one continue, they recommit, Paul Biya recommit the Cameroon state into war for going number 9 year. For a New Year speech, he recommit the Cameroon state and the Cameroon military into war and the destruction of the Ambazonian people. Now, who they reap the effects and consequences of war and destruction? Now, who did they reap them? The people then, who they define war. The one war for the destruction of the Ambazonian people then. That themselves, they suffer the consequences and the effects of war and destruction on themselves. You know, and for day, by this message, we the order Mr. Paul Biya, by this message, we the order Mr. Paul Biya, the colonial dictator of La République du Cameroon, the colonial prime minister Diongote, Atanganji Paul, and General Buba, by this message, make they go for the state of Manu, go carry their dead bodies, of their 7 bees, we don't the rotting, because it pose for cause sickness for our people then. Make they go carry their dead body. Now they say the one war. Now Paul Biya recommit the Cameroon state, say one war. Now he pay the price, the effects, and the consequences of war. By this message, with the order, we need to ask him. Now would he make an order? Make Paul Biya, Diongote, Atanganji Paul, and Buba, they go for the state of Manu, go carry their dead bodies of their 7 bees, where Ambazonian forces, they use bomb, they scatter them. It not end for day. The next day, that won't be happening last week and Saturday. Sunday, Ambazonian forces for the state of Bui, for the village of Sop, or the town of Sop, they carry another bomb attack. They launch an ambush IED attack. And they scatter another ammo car. Or another one of those, they are Ngongoro. Those they are caught a Nelam truck. Scatter them all into pieces. From the report who they get them for Cameroon, their social media, their bloggers, their social media, they report say 4 bees, they die. It bring the number of Cameroon bees where they don't die just within the first 7 days for this 2024, in 2025, into 11 bees. 2 attack in 2 separate states, 2 IEDs attack, 2 bomb attack. It lead to the death of 11 bees, 7 for Akwaya, with the state of Manu, 4 for Sop, for the state of Bui, 11 just for the first 1 week. I say one can fight war.
Na go yandon. Na den daddy come. Una do yaram, una do siam. Una don't see am. Una don't see am. Una hear am. Na colony cross this from soap. Una don't hear am. Yeah, damn tuma. They don't see am. And then that. Colony cross this from soap. They don't stand. They don't stand. Una don't see am. Una don't see am.
2025 will be now a complete different year in terms of the price where Cameroon it go pay am for Ambazonia. Not just the beginning this. Not just the beginning this. It could be in a different year. So while Cameroon will pay big price for 2025, I want to tell all una, as the vice president talked for una yesterday, this year will be not been a game changer. This 2025 will be not the year where we will go actualize. That means say we will take that thing we call and say this independence and freedom we don't talk on. This year, the Ambazonian people, they go experience the freedom and the independence for this 2025. Because over the last 8 years, seven plus years, going 8 years plus, we don't already do all the work. We don't do most of the work for end Cameroon occupation. Now we go now for the face, for do the things and where they remain, for actualize. Let me say, forget that independence, forget that freedom. The first thing where the leader, the deputy leader, I talk, Dr. Julius, he tell the Ambazonia people, and I say, 3 months before they be pick up the leader, that means say around that October, ending of September, early October, early September, the Ambazonia Governing Council strategic team is sit down with the leader, and we'll be do a research. We make a presentation through facts and evidence. Say Donald Trump he go win the election and he go change the politics for America. It go change the politics of Europe, and even a lot of government them for Europe they go actually change. Like what they see now they happen for places like Germany. When I see what they also happen for France. When they see party they never ever get power. When they see that they regain power. When they see the shift where they happen. So a big political shift it take place within Europe, and it also take place even for Canada. Yeah, Mr. Justin Trudeau don't woke up this morning time. Over the last few weeks, he don't the struggle. 2 ministers they don't resign. The finance minister resigned. The minister of housing resigned. And the own government we don't be in place for 9 years. Mr. Justin Trudeau woke up yesterday. Talk say, you know what? For the party, the members of your own party for the parliament, because he don't run a minority government, they try. The members of your own party they tell you say, Mr. Trudeau, your own time don't reach. You know, gain the popularity again. They continue to do as much as you want them. That your time don't reach, you get for go. The party need a new leader. So Mr. Trudeau say, okay, if now the China his own party want them, he go resign. So would you expect the Canadian Prime Minister go officially do a resignation within the next 2 months? All right. So the Liberal Party will get a new leader, and then they will go into election for early this year. So things that change. Things that change. So as things that change for the world, we be already prepared for these massive changes. So as we be presenting for the leader, anticipating Mr. Trump will win the election 3 months in advance, because we need to do things based on emotion and based on empirical facts and evidence. So we will already start to design the plan for anticipate these changes, so that we be ahead for benefit for these changes on behalf of our people. So the leader come up, the leader and the team, they come up with a vision. You meet up with the War Council. The War Council make a send out a mission, vision plan for the Central Command of Ambazonia Defense Forces, bring all the top commanders together and give them a new mission for prepare for 2025. We also anticipate, say Mr. Paul Biya will run for a re-election, and he will thief that election, and we anticipate the consequences of that election should in case it hold, how it will affect Ambazonia. So for secure what we want them, we need for create our own plans for actualize what things them, because what they call say leadership, one of the key quality of effective leadership now the power to anticipate. So we anticipate, then we create a vision. Ambazonia Governing Council, through its War Council, it give an order for the Ambazonia Defense Forces Central Command, when are all the top generals of ADF across the 9 states, so make they start the recruitment of 1,000 they start immediately the recruitment and the training of 1,000 commandos. And they go for do them from that time until 1st of March. They go for finish the recruitment, they do the training, and by 1st of March, these 1,000 Ambazonian ADF commandos, they must be ready for the mission ahead. We know what's there ahead. The colonial election, so we want to get this, deploy them across the territory for pick up anybody we go step foot from Ambazonia. Say one can do campaign, or one can do anything in the name of Cameroon colonial election. So the ground will be a different thing. The ground will be the same. But about the election, we'll talk on the vision on the ground, that the training, that the recruitment and the training will go on of these 1,000 Ambazonian commandos. I know some of now they talk say, but wow, now they can't talk them outside. Now vision would already lay them out for now. You need to be part of it. You don't need to worry about that one, because you not be responsible for the security of these forces. Everywhere this thing that they take place, and the kind mountains or forests where these forces that they do their training, you know every know. So you don't need to worry about that. But I know say some of them this kind of thing that they come, they call me, send me message, but I say, Mr. Spokesman, why I can't talk this kind of thing for outside? Oh, why we get for the league we plans for outside? The world, they tell you, say, oh, we deploy 5,000 forces for here, 5,000 forces for here. They tell you 3 months in advance. We will send these kind of forces for here. You never go complain about that one. I understand on fear. So we'll get back into it. So for ground, 1,000 Ambazonian commandos, recruitment and training, it start 3 months ago, and it will finish by the next 3 months. We will commission them for work. Number 2, the Ambazonia Governing Council, now a different political movement. It is for a different class. We understand over the last 8 years, through traitors, enablers, sellouts, they don't make the liberation struggle maybe like some dirty game, place where people that they congosa each other, place where people that they cosh each other. For the Ambazonia Governing Council now, it did for the biggest stage for diplomacy. So now we deal now with the biggest international actors. We deal now with the biggest states and the biggest international actors. So the Ambazonia Governing Council, there for the politics, that kind of dirty politics, that kind of poto politics, that kind of politics they win for coach people them, that kind of politics they win about this or that. The Ambazonia Governing Council not there for that match ball politics, not there for that quarter politics, not there for that Congosa politics. Not the reason this way would they exist. Would they exist for actualize the freedom and independence of our people then. So we go conduct ourselves now for that class, now for that world class. So we will leave all the Congosa politicians them. We will leave all the poto politicians them. We will leave all the Gotaho politicians them. Make they do their Gotaho politics, because they get their own level. All right? Level day for life. The place where their own level, now that level, they make the be for that level. They go pray for that level. They go play for that interquarter level, for that match ball level. The Ambazonia Governing Council, it didn't have for the Premier League level. It didn't have for the Champions League level. It didn't have for the elite level. It didn't have for the world-class level. So now for that league, we the function. So within the next 1 week, the vice president of Ambazonia Governing Council, and a deputy leader of the liberation, he go come make an announcement where it will change the face of Ambazonia, our liberation struggle, and we will be as a people forever. As he be tell una yesterday, he will come make an announcement for una. Also, for we dey now at the heart of international diplomacy with the best of the best and the biggest players within the global system. So it requires we for conduct ourselves with that kind of class, with that kind of cap, because waiting will represent them. It be too precious, it be too big, it get high quality, will represent what people them, the high value people them. The Ambazonian people them. They waiting they represent them, waiting they fight them, waiting they sacrifice for. It require politics. It not require quota-hole politics. It require high international game politics, diplomacy. So it require we for be a certain way when you de enter for places for talk for these kind of people, that they evaluate you. If you be got a whole politician, if now you go around, one day you go talk about, one day you work, one day you dinner for La Republique, the next day you dinner for Ambazonia, one day you talk to make all Ambazonia fighters go surrender for DDR, and then the next day you come back, you talk say, oh, that Ambazonia fighter, so now me I don't call him, can't be under me again. And then when the fighter now come out, he can't make it audio for salute the people them and talk the place where they control and and how it be a commander and a general for this organization where now you create them, now you bring them up, and then you become the most stupid bastard and an idiot in the public. So now which kind international actor one can deal with this kind got a whole match ball, dirty poto people them. So wait till the Republic want do them. If we want try for bring all these kind of people them, and then try for make it be say the egg of sea and all these other people them they be the same. So we don't elevate ourselves, separate ourselves, and as the vice president on top going forward, any person where you be a traitor, you be a sellout, it don't be publicly known with all evidence, and you say you don't talk them through your actions, your behavior, your utterances. So you work for La Republique du Cameroon and you're going for destroy the Ambazonian resistance. You're going for cause chaos and intoxication and poison what people them for lower, for demoralize them. If you don't ever come for outside, you can talk to make all Ambazonian forces. They go surrender for Cameroon DDR so that make the war come to an end. The Ambazonia Governing Council no go ever get anything to do with you, or any person where you and ye work together, or any movement or group where you and ye form collaboration or agreement. The Ambazonia Governing Council no will get anything for do with such movements. We're not there for got up whole politics. We didn't have to deliver independence to the Ambazonian people. I will not be for this Ambazonian politics. Will La Republique use them for take infiltrators and for take sellouts and for bring them, say they collaborate for Ambazonia so that they go implode our people them in the middle of serious talks and serious negotiations when serious business where it concern the lives of our people them to be all about. So going forward, the Ambazonia Governing Council, it will only focus for build coalition and a consensus and collaboration with only nationalist movements and nationalist leaders. All these one-man activists, one-man organization, the Ambazonia Governing Council, no, they for that kind of business. We will leave them for their poto hole politics. All right? We didn't have a different game, but do something significant and something meaningful and something transformational. We will change our people their lives and give them what they fight for. So a lot of things that happen within the international system, where it require the aid of sea for bring nationalist movements together for make those things may they happen quickly and may they happen fast on behalf of the Ambazonian people. We'll be successfully do them during the Canada talks for those 3 months. We'll be successfully bring the core movements and leaders together, and will be achieved to one time during Canada talks. So when I get trust for the Ambazonia Governing Council, we will bring consequential movements and consequential national leaders together, and then we will work together go for those places and do those things we require the Ambazonia Governing Council for show stability, say as things that it can't happen for the Ambazonian people then. The country where we will build them, we will create them. Now the Ambazonian way we will take them back. It will be in a very stable Ambazonia. We will form political consensus and political tolerance. All right? So, make una trust the leadership when I don't get them. I want to thank the Vice President of Ambazonia Governing Council because it never be easy. Even though the leader don't tell you and prepare all way for certain things. Now give me a moment, make a check with the studio. All right. All right. So I want to thank the Vice President, the Deputy Leader, because it not be easy. Even when the leader we don't tell, we say, or we don't be prepared for these kind of things. Even when the leader don't prepare all these kind of things, but if you be prepared enough. Even though all we be don't expect certain things that may happen, if you expect enough. The politically motivated arrest and detention of the leader, which today they never lay any official formal charges on him, obviously began an effect on the psychology of the Ambazonian people. And Cameroon be think say it will be at the end of the Ambazonian struggle. The Vice President, Dr. Nyi, step in. When he step in, he not only step in for stabilize the organization, for keep the harmony of the organization and the forces, or the liberation. Yes, he succeed for stabilize the organization, keep harmony, maintain harmony of the forces and on the ground, stabilize, it be succeed for stabilize the liberation struggle and for absorb that shock, both within the international system, within ground zero, and within diplomacy. But the Vice President, he don't perform beyond anything where any man or woman he be expectant of this man. Over the last 3 months, the actions, the offensive actions, the number of Cameroon soldiers, the number of actions where Ambazonian forces they don't carry them against Cameroon soldiers, will not even fit for counter. Over the last 4 months, the number of attack where Ambazonian forces bravely, boldly, courageously they carry them against Cameroon occupation forces will not fit counter. Key black legs to be eliminated. So, on behalf of Ground Zero, on behalf of all Ambazonian forces on the ground, on behalf of our people then for diaspora, on behalf of the Ambazonia Governing Council, we want to thank Dr. Julius Nye, the deputy leader, for an outstanding job we don't do. For fill in and take, for wear those shoes. Won't fill in the space of Dr. Choluka Sayaba. That this man can only fill in that space. Even with all the risk where they come with being the leader of the liberation. Even with all the threats for your own personal life. This man don't deliver for our people them. And that's until we need for take pride. We need for thank you. We need for sending our appreciation for who we be and the work we do for carry the quest for our freedom and for defend and protect which our people they fight for and which they sacrifice for. We'll not be thank you enough. So on behalf of all we, Dr. Julius Nye, the deputy leader, we thank you from the bottom of our heart for your leadership, for your services, and for your passion and love for the Ambazonian people. Thank you very much. You don't do an extraordinary job. Excellent. Now only God if He reward you. So big things that will happen for this 2025. The vision for this 2025 and the actualization of Ambazonia. So make una prepare on ourselves. So for you for prepare yourselves. That means say, if you expect me big things that happen for you, that means you live in a state of joy, right? If you expect bigger blessings upon your life and upon all we are, that means you could live for a state of faith. It requires you for be different. A person where they receive, they expect positive blessings, where they expect blessings and good things may come for your life, you'll be different from a person where you know saying only bad things will happen for your life. Because you'll be filled with the Spirit and the light. You'll be filled with that divine energy. You'll be filled with that vision. You'll be filled with that purpose. You'll be filled with, because you already know say it happen. You start for the feelings, they start for come inside you. You sleep differently, you woke up differently, you think differently, you talk differently. When you tell, everywhere you talk, people they'll say, but why this person get so much faith? Why this person get so much? Why you be so positive? Why you be so optimistic? And because you know say the dream they inside you. The vision they inside you. You know say God they talk inside you. God they talk for you. God they tell you. Say they come. It come. It come. It come. That blessing they come. You start for feeling. So good things. When I expect good things for 2025. All right? I expect good things. Now when I hear, when I do already sacrifice for it, when I do already work for it, when I do already pay the price for it, or we already do the fighting. Now it's time for do the actualization. Now it's time for do the manifesting. Now it's time for do the receiving. When you don't plant, you don't already water the farm, you don't clear the grass, you take care of the crops. You need for prepare for harvest. We don't do the fighting. We still do the fighting. Now we need for start for prepare for harvest the freedom, for harvest the independence, for harvest the state. You need for prepare. That means you need for change the way you think. That means you need for move yourself from all this poison way that the public don't create them in the name of activists. You know if you serve two masters at a time. You know if you expect blessings and you go live on, sat and begin to fill your head with discouraging messages, with confusing messages, with twisting messages, with bombastic messages, with Ambazonia messages. For most of these people then, do not even belong for an organization. That's why their goal now for create an environment of infighting. If you did for a forum where they did it, come out yourself. If you don't subscribe, there are things that they still come for your phone, move yourself. Good afternoon, Lucas speaking. Hello. Alex, let me give you a call back in about 30 minutes, please. Thanks, man. So, now your time this, ground zero. Ambazonia, and you hear this. We understand, say this, Nyamfuka them for la Republic. The plans on Twitter, they call and say presidential elections. I watched Mr. Paul Biya's speech when he be there live for talk for Christmas Day, for New Year's Eve. I be watch him live. I tune in for their CRO TV YouTube channel. And I did that watch. Before I even start, I do already join them because as when I know I get to pick up all this information for year what the bastard and the Nyamfuka. What they talk about so that we know how for address it and what to fit, whether we need for pay attention to it or now what to fit discard them. Mr. Paul Biya talked for about 15 minutes. Less than 300 people then. They watched the speech. 15 minutes into Paul Biya's speech, less than 300 Cameroonians or Cameroonese. This one now for CRO TV YouTube channel. When at their official online platform. 15 minutes for a whole press speech for New Year's Eve. Less than 300 Cameroonese. They watch them. We did for live. 28 minutes with the speech it last. Less than 700 people then. For the entire time we Paul Biya talk, it not even reach 700 people. 700 where they can't watch Paul Biya's speech for New Year's Eve. That's how bad they dislike this man. That's how bad even the people of Cameroon, the one when he sleep, may just go eat. That's how bad it is. Because they know say what you can't tell them, we go better their lives. After 42 years, you don't do nothing. What you can't tell me now? And you get a population with 70% of the people, then they're under the age of 35. And then you get a monster, he didn't wait 90 years old. By the time one run for re-election, he could be 92. Where people, one person get for holy for this side, one person holy for this side, before even fee for Waka. So it be bad for La Republic. Over the coming days, I go to tell you more and more where to go on. It no end for day. Then you get the bishops. 2 bishops them, I think one for Betwa and one for Ngaoundere, or one or both of them be there for the same city. I don't know. I don't forget. These 2 bishops them, they come for outside for their for that team, for that play they talk for church, or that their pulpit. This bishop, after they don't preach, they talk say as Cameroon they enter this new year, them they go prefer make the devil, it can be president for Cameroon than for the people of Cameroon for live and make Paul Biya be re-elected for Cameroon for govern them. That means say Cameroon people them, they don't tire Paul Biya sote, it don't reach a level where the Cameroonese people them, they prefer the devil than Paul Biya. So imagine, even bishops, they tell now the people of Cameroon, say then they prefer make the devil, he can't take over for govern Cameroon than for them for live and make Paul Biya govern them again. So you tell me now which kind of future that kind of people in the ghetto. So as for you Ambazonians, we tell you now that people they did for a ticking time bomb. We know what did happen. That's why we start to make these plans for secure, for actualize your freedom and your independence. This year could be a very special year for all we. It could be a very special year. On the 15th of this month, let me say 8 days from now. Yeah, exactly 8 days from now, the Vice President of Ambazonia Governing Council, Ambazonia Governing Council leadership, it can launch the 2025 liberation tax. So liberation tax, they will start for collect and make payments from the 15th. We can launch them. Last year, Unabisiam, when they launched the liberation tax, within 6 months, the leader become off outside, can't tell the Ambazonia people say, within 6 months, ground zero, they don't pay liberation tax for 100 million. Within 6 months. Within 6 months, 100 million CFA will be collected by the Ambazonia Governing Council. With ground zero pay them as liberation tax. So by the end of 2024, if I'm not be mistaken, about 160 million in total, it will be at the revenue, the liberation tax revenue. For the diaspora, as the Vice President talked yesterday, 33,000 United States, 33,000 US dollars, it will be raised from with diaspora, they pay them as liberation tax. Make you know, say every month the Ambazonia Governing Council they do fundraiser. So every month they do fundraiser. So we don't do things the way no person be ever expect them from Ambazonia. The place where the liberation struggle there, now because of all these systems and all these infrastructures, who they put them in place. Now you talk of 100,000 commandos, where they don't recruit them and they go undergo training for 3 different places, from mountains and the deepest forest of Ambazonia. So make you understand, for actualize this independence, it requires big thinking and it requires a lot of financial resources. It requires a lot of commitments, a lot of the things that we need for do and for out here in terms of what they happen now. A lot of those things, they require a lot of big money for the egg of sea. Because we want big things for our people then. All right? Because we want to create a big future. So it will require a big way we will get for do things. So that means say all we will get for be ready for the work ahead. Because at the hear this, at the time this don't reach. And you go do them with happiness. Do them because you know say your time for receive. You know say your time for gain what you want. You know say your time for finally get your country back and for finally live the life. And for finally get a government where could bring you the kind development, the kind roads, the kind water for our people then. As we already explained them, we will continue to explain what it could be the vision, how quickly, fast Ambazonians will see certain type of development. The things that were the day on the pipeline for all now. It's crazy. So you get excited. Get excited about your future because it will be so good for you, for your family, and for the rest for all we. We'll still get some work for doing, and 2025, now that year, we all will go do the work. I want to thank Ambazonian forces for the acquire. I want to thank Ambazonian forces for the state of Manu. I want to thank Ambazonian forces for the state of Bui. I want to thank all our forces across the 13 states. I call on all generals and commanders for increase their recruitment of new forces. We now increase the recruitment and the training and equipping of new forces. Now a war of attrition this. Now a war of attrition. So it requires constant recruitment, constant training, and expansion of your forces. Big things that they come for all now. The Ambazonia Governing Council will be here. for support all forces on the ground for this big project. All right? Na cafe day up. We thank una plenty for this time. We don't spend them for talk. All when I get my phone number. If you don't get my phone number, reach out for me even on YouTube. Make a comment. Reach out for me for my Facebook. For all now when I get my phone number. If I never send you Happy New Year's message, Happy New Year for all you. Now always feel free for reach out for me. Also, as we enter into the new year, the Ambazonia Governing Council, they don't start something will be very important for the Ambazonian people them and for the international community. We don't gather the database of all Ambazonians and we Cameroon, they don't kill them from 2016. Specifically from 2017, the day we probably declared this war. But we'll start for 2016 when the civil protest be start. The data we don't collect them, with the Ambazonia Governing Council don't collect them. Right now, it is show say 70,904 Ambazonians. They don't be killed by the Cameroon occupation forces under the command of Mr. Paul Biya. 70,000. I'm not talking say 70 or 700. 70,000 Ambazonians. They don't be killed by the terrorist occupation forces under the command of Paul Biya. On a weekly basis, we would update this number then. Whenever they kill some person on the ground, send me a picture, send me the location. If you know the name, we're not send them for we. As we also understand, the International Criminal Court, it don't send a team of inspectors, investigators, for go for Ambazonia, for start for investigate Mr. Paul Biya, the crimes against humanity, the crimes against the Ambazonian people them, and the war crimes of the Cameroon military, they don't commit them for Ambazonia. As we understand, Barrister Matsanga, Dr. Matsanga, they don't carry Paul Biya, they go sue for the International Criminal Court, and now they don't be an active case against between the Cameroon government, their crimes on the Ambazonian people them, their crimes against humanity, and their war crimes that they don't commit them for Ambazonia. That case they now for International Criminal Court, an active case. So things that happen, and Ambazonian people them, now get for be ready with as the vice president don't talk. There no go be any reconciliation and forgiveness between Cameroon and Ambazonia. And there will be no reconciliation commission. There will be an accountability and a justice commission for for all the crimes the way Cameroon don't commit them on the Ambazonian people and any other crime and all the people the way they help Cameroon in the process for commit these crimes. There will be now an accountable and justice commission as the deputy leader they don't talk. When I get a blessed evening, may God bless una. We love una plenty, we care about una plenty, and we appreciate una plenty. May God continue to keep una safe. 2025 at the year for all we for taste the freedom of homeland and all we for come back home and enjoy a beautiful country. Now get a good night. May God bless all.